Imagine this, you are a chemical engineer and you have 1 year of experience in production department, and you got two job proposal, one for process safety and the other one to the corporate side of a chemical engineering company. What you should do in this case? My name is Jeferson Costa. I'm a chemical process engineer with expertise in plant design and responsible for the In-Process Booster training program. And in this series, the Chemical Process Engineering Diary, I share with you my daily life as a chemical process engineer and also about career. And it is an opportunity to share with you comments, my feedbacks, and etc. and everything related to chemical process engineering and plant design. This subject, this introduction is a real case. I received a question in my LinkedIn profile asking me what the person should do in this case. I will read it, but you can find the print with this conversation in my Telegram channel In-Process. There I share my expertise and my experience in a daily life basis with the members. So I got two job offers. One is in process safety and other is in corporate sector of chemical engineering. So which should I choose? The fact is that I see that process safety jobs makes use of chemical engineering concepts and the corporate sector doesn't. It only needs mathematical and analytical skills. But on the other hand, corporate sector is more of white-collar type jobs and it pays you well, whereas industrial sector like process safety don't. Especially to people like me who have just entered the industrial sector. I only have 1 year of experience in production department, and this message is from G Hill. So I will get this opportunity, this episode of the Chemical Process Engineer Diary to answer this question and give my comments and feedbacks. To start with career, we must understand that to build a career, we need more than just technical skills. More than once, I share in my social media that I believe we need to have internal skills and also external skills. The internal skills is the way that you understand yourself, and when you have leverage or you have improvement in this skill, you are able to evaluate which kind of behavior and which kind of what you like, what you don't like, which kind of behavior you have when you are surrounded by people, when you are alone. Are you able to be concentrated for long periods of time or not? So all of this, it's only possible to understand, to observe if you have a strong inner self, if you look for yourself and evaluate your weak points and your strong points. So knowing yourself is one of the first steps to choose a new job, to change from one job to another. And I will give you some examples based on my experience. I am a chemical process engineer since 2007, and I have worked since to conceptual design to plant startup in operations. I am dealing with business, operations, and etc. And eventually I have some insights to share with you. Another thing to you understand is that when you are in the beginning of your career, salary is not the most important thing for you for your development. I don't choose any job currently. I have more than 10 years of experience. I don't choose jobs based on salary. And when I was in the beginning of my career, I didn't choose jobs based on salary, because you need to understand how far you can go when you get a job position. And we need to consider the medium and long term to build a career, and not just the moment, not the short duration of time to evaluate that. And sometimes we can start with a high increase, with a high salary, but eventually when the years pass on, the salary do not follow the years that you have in the industry. And that's important to understand that. And most important, in the beginning of your career, what you need is experience. You need experience because once you have 2-3 years of experience, the chances to get a new job or another job increases. So based on that, what I recommend the GHIL to do. First thing, he must evaluate which are his kind of behavior. He talks about process safety and corporate sector. In the process safety, the main things is the main activities and responsibilities probably will be associated with standards, rules, and process conditions, assignments, because we need to guarantee that the process, the personnel, the equipment will not be damaged. We don't want that there is some kind of accident that can damage our people or equipment. That's not the objective when we are dealing with process safety. And to deal with that, we need to follow a lot of regulations. There will be international regulations, local regulations, there will be internal companies procedure to be followed. And although eventually this is not a position for doing the design of a process, for instance, you must take care about that and support the design team for what is happening to make sure that we will not have any kind of insecurity during the operations or during the design. Some of the activities in process safety, sometimes it deals also with the environment issues. It's normal, especially when we are talking about operating plants, chemical plants, that the chemical engineer responsible for safety is also responsible for environment regulations, compliance, and etc. So in my point of view, the process safety job is more related to following rules. You need to follow rules, know the rules, and make sure that people will follow the rules. And the salary is a consequence of the demand of the market. But now, talking about the corporate sector, it's not clear what will be his duties and activities in this corporate sector. But thinking about corporate, the behavior of a person in corporate is totally different from process safety, because process safety, we need to be strict to the point. We need to comply with regulations. So you need to have a behavior in order that you are firm and you help people to comply with regulations. In corporate, most often we deal with negotiation. As I told you, it's not clear which is the position, but you need to think that corporate jobs, we are dealing with people, we are dealing with negotiation. We need to have skills and behavior that are able to us to connect with people, because this way you will close business and you will bring revenues to the company. Not necessarily you will deal with external clients or external customers. Eventually, you will deal in the corporate sector with internal customers, but it is the same. Now you need to be able to convince, you need to be able to persuade people in order to get something done. And in this case, the social skills in the corporate sector is much more relevant than in the process safety sector or in the process safety job. Although the social skills is always relevant, there are some job positions that requires more social skills to you be able to be successful. So if you are a person or if Gil is a person that is introvert, they don't like to be around too much people, it's not comfortable when get in touch with someone not known or with a strange. I am this way. I am shy. I don't feel too comfortable with too much people at one place. I like to talk with people that I already know. So for this kind of, if he has this kind of behavior, the corporate sector, although he can build a career in corporate sector, but he must be aware that it requires a lot of energy for him improving himself in order to be able to surpass this kind of challenge. Be more associate, like to talk to people, not be strict to the point. You need to build connections. So in a thinking about a corporate job, a sector, a job in a sector that you are dealing with management, the mathematical and analytical skills eventually is not the most important thing. Because when I think about corporate, I think about management. And management is dealing with people. So if you need to deal with people, you need to be able to connect with them, to be a good leader, and that leads to a set of skills that not necessarily are needed for the process engineer in the safety sector. Although if you have the social skills in a technical job, your life will be much more easier than if you don't. Thinking about career, getting years, it's easier when you start in a technical job. During the years, it is expected that you get some kind of management skills during your career. So talking about plan design, that is my main expertise. When you are a junior engineer, you are expected to do calculations, process simulation, and etc., and develop the engineering deliverables for the project. But as you develop your career, as the years pass on, it is expected that besides doing this kind of activity, you are able to deal or to interface other disciplines more and more, that you are able to supervise junior engineers right now and to deal with customers, with the project manager, or with the operation manager, operations, business, and etc. So it's a common path during your technical career. You incorporate to your duties and responsibilities social skills and management skills. And you can reach a time when you can decide. Some companies, it's easier to do that than others, that can decide if you will keep yourself with focus on technical skills, or if you will drive your path to the management jobs. So it's the epsilon path when you can decide which path you should choose. When we are talking about medium to small companies, there is no a straight relationship. It's not so direct. Eventually, you will keep with the technical skills, but will also incorporate the management. But when we are talking about big companies, eventually you will need to dedicate yourself to be a project manager, or to get a management department, or to manage a department, and etc. The main point here is that when you are develop your career in technical jobs, eventually you will have the options to go to the management. But if you start your career in the management after 2, maybe 5, 10 years later, it's much harder to go to the technical. Let's suppose you start your career in the corporate sector, dealing with management, and you verify after 5 years of in this job that you don't like that you don't support the stress, you don't support the level of deliverables that you are pushed to deliver the goals and etc. And you want to return to the technical skills, to the technical job. It's harder to do this return because you didn't develop the necessary skills, you don't know the technical skills, and a senior skill, a senior professional, you will be a senior professional, but without the knowledge of a junior engineer. So, and that is hard to deal with. But if you have 10, 15 years as a process safety engineer in a company, eventually you will have experience managing people, managing contracts, managing suppliers, and etc. So it's easier to you go from the technical to the management. And if for any reason you don't like that, you don't get are not comfortable with the job, you eventually can return to the technical job. So that is something that you must consider when you are building your career, when you are starting your career. Eventually, if you observe that you like to read about corporate sector management, you like to develop yourself in leadership, in communication, in oratory, in negotiation. So you most probably will like the management path that is available in the corporate sector. But in the other hand, if you like to work alone, if you like to do your job, do not depend on too much on others to get the results of your job. If you do not talk too much, eventually the technical path is better for you. Of course, that depends on the position that you will feel and the responsibilities that you feel in this position. In any case, I always recommend, and let me say that again, I always recommend you, no matter the position, that you develop the social skills. Oratory, at a minimum, you should negotiation, eventually personal marketing or marketing. All of this is important to your career because even though you are the best person in your company, but if anyone knows about that, you will not improve your chances of increase in your salary, or to let your boss or let your senior engineer knows that you are ready for new challenges and etc. So because this way, the chances to you improve your career is higher. So guys, I am in the Instagram here. Sorry, most of the time I look in this way because I also recording for my YouTube channel, Jeferson Costa, Chemical Process Engineer. But if you have questions, please share with me because this way we have I did this live session because I like to have interaction with people. I could have recorded this and edited this to Gihil and let it available in my YouTube, but I got this. I think that would be better to talk to you because this way I don't need to worry if I am wrong or right. I just telling what I am thinking about the subject. So Gil, this is my recommendation to you. Don't look for the salary at the first sight. Use this as a criteria for if everything it's equal, choose the high salary. But if you have opportunity for better increase in your development in a career, choose that one. And most important, choose the career that's do your heart beats, that you believe that you will work as if it was a hobby. It seems to be a kind of cliche, but it isn't, because I am a chemical process engineer and I have a job in an energy company here in Brazil, and I work from 9 a.m. to 8 p.m. from Monday to Friday, most common. And right now I am on vacation. I am on vacation, but on vacation since Monday, but I am still solving problems to the job. And I don't blame about that, because I really like to solve problems associated to my job. And although of course that you need to have time to relax, you need to have time to do your personal projects, and it is what I'm doing right now. I share my expertise in social media in order that I can help engineers, students of chemical process engineering to work with plant design. So that is my goal in my social media. And what I learn in my job, I use in my personal project, in my YouTube and in my social media. So if you are able to find a job where you can have a synergy that will guarantee you will always have the energy to keep learning more and more and more, and eventually when the time comes, you will be able to help other people to have the same kind of feeling. So I have some questions here. So first, in the Instagram, did you have courses or content about ProFlow? No, Gary, I don't have courses about ProFlow. The INPROCESS Booster, the main focus of the INPROCESS Booster is to teach engineers, especially young engineers, how to work with plant design using process simulation software. Which kind of engineering deliverables must be issued with the results of the process simulation. So I teach how to use the Aspen High Seas, and I teach a pipe instrumentation diagram and everything that is related to the plant design. And guys, if you are here with me up to this point, let me invite you to the Chemical Process Engineering Journey workshop. It is a 3-day workshop where I share with people the main points about how you should prepare yourself to get a job in plant design. So this is it's free, and you find the link to subscribe at my YouTube channel. In my website, jeffersoncosta.com. So Rosary, thanks for being here with me, guys. In the Instagram, thanks for being here with me, and I'll see you soon in the next video. Bye bye.